Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and we're going to talk about the Barraki.
Oh, creeps from the deep.
Yep, the creeps of the deep going to be freaking up your mind, and they're freaking up your spine. What? Anyway, I tried doing this video twice last year, and both times it sucked. It sucked hard, and I failed as a result to, well, redo it this year, until now. So, the Barraki. Well, I have Takadox right now, or Takadox, however the fuck you pronounce it nowadays. There are 6 Barraki, plus a minion of theirs named Nocturne. I never got Nocturne. Oh well, I will get him at some point. The Barraki are 6, well, warlords. They were originally part of the 6 kingdoms. 6 different, kingdoms with 6 different armies, and they were created by the Great Spirit for some reason. And eventually, I think it became a power struggle between all of them, and they were all sentenced to the pit. And as a result, they were the mutagen. In the pit, the water, turned them into monsters. So, yeah, they look scary to some, I bet. They're the stuff of Matoran nightmares, shall we say. Even Nocturne's a little bit scary, but he's got 4 arms, as opposed to the Barraki, which all have 2 arms. They're built. The builds for the Barraki are diverse in their designs and well built. You can go from like a simple Baraka torso build with Kalma to something a little bit more custom with more articulation with Prydak, the leader of the Barraki. There was some controversy regarding Prydak with the blood on his mouth, like as if he was eating fish, or he was cannibalizing another cretin, I don't know. So, there was apparently a version that was released there, where the head is just all white. I haven't seen the pictures of that, but I heard that it existed, so, if nothing else, there was a bootleg Prydak that you can easily get rid of the paint. Prydak has waist articulation. In fact, all the Barraki have some kind of unique builds with some nice parts. Mantax has those carapace sort of things. This is shoulder armor, but Crapper, as I called him, Karapar, has one for his torso armor. They each had something that's called the Barraki Eye, which is just a little dot of translucent plastic in many colors. Well, okay, only 2, but The squid launcher was a piece of shit. It really was. It was just rubber. And it did not work half the time. I heard it works better underwater. Now, I don't believe that's true, but if it is true, let me know. Experiment with it yourself, if you will. The Barraki were interesting, for the most part. I had all 6 of them at one point, and there were combiner models that were pretty cool. The Zyglak, which is more story relevant, obviously, because it was a tribe of crazy creatures of some sort. And I tried building the Zyglak once. I couldn't figure out the leg portions, where they connect to the hips. But for the most part, I like the Zyglak. I think the Zyglak looks pretty cool. Now there's a bootleg that exists out there somewhere. That is the Zyglak build. And you know what? The Pit War Taurus was also a Barraki combination. That was also released as a bootleg. The Barraki shells are interesting. There's different kinds. There's the Kalma shell, and then there's the Crapper shell, Karapar shell, whatever. There's the Takadox shell. Then, with, what's his face? Alec, he has some spikiness on his head. And they all have teeth, you know? And also the pinchers. So, Alec reminds me of a sea urchin, mostly because of the spikes on his back. It feels like those can, like, launch off in all directions if he wanted them to. But he also has claws, so... Kalma has squid tentacles. Yes, tentacle hentai monster. Alert. And they were in orange, which is cool. The feet were modified Hordika feet, which was interesting. And I like the piece. But eventually we would get the Hordika foot in that color anyway, so... take with that what you will. The... Mantax definitely had some unique parts, including the pinchers, which a lot of people love those pieces, and I have to say they're practical and they're great. I have them on a mock that's sitting over on top of a CD tower as part of his weapons. And another weapon for Karapar is this one single claw piece that you put two of them together, and it's a giant crab claw, which is pretty cool. Mantax is supposed to be like a manta ray. Karapar is a crab. Well, they have essences of these creatures. Mantax is like a underwater praying mantis thing. His head design is pretty cool. It glows in the dark. He's got glow-in-the-dark parts, and so does Nocturne. Kalma, squid, obviously, because tentacles and hentai. Alec, sea urchin, but at the same time, I think he was supposed to be eels. Yeah, eels. Electric eels, because, I don't know, electricity. Zap, 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 yeah. Who else? Prydac is obviously a shark. And I think that's it. Yeah, so... Not sure what Nocturne's supposed to be. I think he's just a cretin. But, hey, cool build. Mantax did have a new foot design, which was also recolored for Karzani at the time, too. And this is a unique foot piece. It kind of reminds me of a Pohatu sort of steel-toed boot thing, which is why Vrano used that in his animation of Pohatu fighting Toka. You know, replaced the Inaika feet with those feet and recolored them too, so that's pretty cool. Shout out to Vrano for his work on some Bionicle 2008 stuff. Yeah. I really wish Vrano would take all of that and just make an actual full-length film out of it. That would just be awesome. To see those animations, those models, in a film. So, the Barraki, all being distinct and unique and interesting. There was also, Prydac also had these unique feet that if you could configure them into like a shark tail. And he also has this blade piece, which is fairly expensive nowadays. But it only comes in the white, with which, you know, goes to a red color, a rubbery color too. And it's also in silver, which is probably the most expensive version of that piece, color of that piece. And yeah, I like that piece a lot. I like the silver version better because, well, it's silver for one. It's on Hydraxon. But it also came with white Mari Matoran blades. Mantax came with tail, which was typical because Manta Ray. His head design was weird. There were some partial rubbery parts on some of these heads. Kalma definitely had some like tentacle-like things going off the back of his head, and he definitely had a Cyclops eye. So great. Why? Why did he need 3 eyes? What? A squid doesn't have 3 eyes, so what? Some of them use more teeth. Alec uses 4 teeth, obviously. Kalma uses 2. and they're undermounted. To where with Alec it's like right here and then down here. Mantax doesn't use any of those, except on the top of his head. And Product doesn't use those, unfortunately. Takadox uses them on his armor, obviously. But what is it? Karapar uses 3 of them on his mouth area. And yeah, so overall, there's also recolors too that came with this wave. These characters. Karapar had Rakshi feet in Dark Gray. Those were originally prototyped in Dark Gray, actually, but we didn't get them previously until this time. So that's cool. The spiky, rubbery pieces that came on Alec were also recolored. Slightly different color for Nocturne. Cool. Still glows in the dark. And also silver for Spinax and, you know, the Energy Hound. And Gadunka for his teeth. Ugh. Yeah, Gadunka was fucking weird, but we'll talk about that another day once I have the set. So, yeah, you could see why the Barraki were freaking weird. I just described every single one of them to you, the best of my ability. They all had diverse builds, unique builds, scary eyes. If you stare in their dead fish eyes, they will turn you to stone. No, that's Medusa, never mind. These were sets that you could play with very easily. You can pose them in all kinds of weird poses and enjoy doing so. Some of them have more articulation than others. But, yeah. And also with Mantax, we got a Rakshi piece that was recolored in black, which is pretty cool. That was also recolored in Metro Blue for, what's his face? Kreka. That piece has seen many colors, it seems. But it's just nice to get it in black with Mantax. I can't think of any other recolors besides what we've already gotten, like Paraka feet in Metro Blue to silver, and there's the other Paraka foot in dark green, but we've already had that. So there is some unoriginality with these Barraki to some degree. They're reusing parts but just different colors, which is nice. You know, more colors for that piece and more parts for us to use. So that's cool. The Barraki story-wise, it was interesting. It was an interesting tidbit of the story that I felt was, well, I feel like it should have been expanded upon a little more, the background of the 6 kingdoms and whatnot. But overall, I enjoy the story. The Barraki in set form are all weird-looking, but they also they get the job done. They are fantastic sets. They are well worth a purchase fee. You can find all 6 of them complete. Good luck. Grab them. You probably should, because the Barraki are sets that you just have to witness. Like, really. Even if you want to build the Zyglak, you still have to buy Kalma, Prydak, and Takadox. If you want to build the Pit War Tortoise, you also need Karapar, Alec, and Mantax. Again, both of these combination models are sold as bootlegs that you could probably find somewhere, despite some things. But otherwise, get the official sets and, you know, build them yourself. I like the Zyglak, it's pretty fucking cool. Didn't come with a weapon except claws. And the Pit War Tortoise had squid launchers, so, yeah. I like the Zyglak better than the Pit War Tortoise, honestly. I think the Pit War Tortoise is kind of meh for the most part, but it's an interesting build nonetheless. I don't remember building it myself, but hey. So, what else can I say about the Barraki? Well, their personalities are definitely weird. They are obviously, you know, hell-bent on revenge in some way. They want the Mask of Life, and so there's a power struggle going on between them again in 2007. Yeah, they've killed Matoran, obviously. They tried to kill Dakar, but failed. And Dakar became the second Hydraxon. The second coming of Hydraxon. Yeah, yeah. I like Hydraxon, it's a great set. So, the Barraki, when it came to the Barraki fighting the Toa Mari, well, my bet was on the Toa Mari because they looked cooler, as opposed to the Barraki. Well, the Barraki do look cool, but they're mostly based off sea life, which was interesting. So they had those sort of unique quirks about them that were, you know, it was different. It was a different take for Bionicle sets at the time. Bionicle got darker, and Sea of Darkness clearly was dark. So, wow. But overall, I like the Barraki sets. I wish I had Nocturne. I found him at a resale shop, but it was way too much. It was too expensive new in box, and that's ridiculous. It is not worth that price. I can't even remember. It was like $230 or something like that. New in box? That's ridiculous, especially if the box is going to get thrown away anyway. Valid point, don't you think? Well, yeah. The original retail price, I think it was like $20 or $25, maybe even $30, I don't know. But, yeah. The fact that the Barraki had a minion was kind of kind of silly, because they didn't need a minion. They needed to, I don't know, go fuck themselves. But the Barraki were cool sets. They were interesting characters for the most part. They played a pivotal role in the story as villains, and their history was interesting, and the combination models are great. So what else can I say? Well, you can use the parts, definitely, to create your own undersea cretins from that era of Bionicle. It would be nice to see Nocturne as a 7th Barraki, because I think that's what everybody actually wanted. But Lego was going to not do that, actually, or Greg Farshey was not going to say that, no. Greg was not going to confirm that Nocturne was a 7th Barraki, because that would be just silly. I mean, why? But it is what it is at the end of the day. I like the look of Nocturne. He's got lime green parts, including, you know, Toa Metru lower legs, Toa Inaika lower legs, and Paraka feet. He also has a Paraka foot with the claws as his bottom jaw instead of the pinchers, so that's pretty cool. He's got 2 air katanas, a squid launcher, and a silver Kalma tentacle. So, and his head is basically, again, he has those spikes there, and he also has a custom torso build, which is pretty cool. He's got those pistons for his legs, part of his legs, and he's got a glow-in-the-dark armor. He's got a glow-in-the-dark head, which is Karapar's head. But there were 3 different Karapar head molds. I mean, it was the same mold, but different colors, obviously. You got the Karapar version, you got the Nocturne version, then you got this weird version where it's like black or white that fades to black or white. I don't know. It was an interesting thing to get that piece in so many different colors combinations. But then again, we got the same thing with the Takadak's head, which was in white for one of the playsets, but also gunmetal for Takanuva. And then we never saw the Barraki heads ever again after 2008. Fuck you, Lego. That's all I have to say about that. So what else can I say about the Barraki? Well, I do like the Barraki. I think they're unique and different for what they are. They definitely had a lot to offer in 2007, where 2007 was just a fucking awesome year in terms of sets. I'm talking play sets, canister sets, small box sets, big box sets, Titans, combination models, story. Yeah, there's was 2007 really knocked it out of the park for a lot of people, even though it's not my favorite year. That's 2001. But 2007, there's just so much. There's just so much to talk about when it came to 2007, and the Barraki definitely played a critical role in this unholy smorgasbord of well, Bionicle Sea of Darkness. It was just so much fun. It really was. I like to think of Nocturne as like an extra character, even though he was in the comics. He got strangled by Hydraxon after he showed Hydraxon's original mask, because the original Hydraxon was killed for some reason. I don't know why. And then he was eaten, probably. I guess, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Point is, the Barraki were interesting sets, and they were interesting characters, equally. And what are your thoughts on the Barraki? Let me know in the comment section below. And, well, I'm going to get the other 5 Barraki sets at some point. I don't know when. But I'm at least happy. I'm at least happy I have Takadox, because, well, he's my favorite Barraki to be, well, I mean, I don't have a real personal preference when it came to the Barraki, but Takadox was my favorite for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of his overall design. You know, he had Visorak feet things for like a tail-like thing. I don't know what that was. But it was weird. And he also had these dagger sort of things with, he's got Paraka lower arms. Takadox was just a great set, and they were all great sets for the most part. They did have some things about them that were kind of annoying, but not much. I mean, really the most annoying part of the Barraki are the squid launchers. And those squids themselves, which are rubbery little boogers. I mean, seriously, they look like snot. Some are more yellow than others, and some are more orangey than others. They're translucent, so it's the trans yellow, trans orange, and there's even trans blue ones. Yeah, I got one of those boxes of squids. I don't know why. I don't think I even have all of those squids anymore. I might have a few, but whatever. That was the collectible for 2007, was those squids in blue! How about that? Well, maybe they have a special power of some sort. Maybe they're edible squids for the Barraki to cannibalize. Okay, let's not be ridiculous. But, yeah, the Barraki, good sets. So what are your thoughts on the Barraki? Let me know in the comment section below. And, well, what are your thoughts about 2007 in general? Let me know about that down there in the comment section as well. And I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos, so stay tuned. Now I can mark this one off the list. Fina-fucking-ly. Yes, I still take notes. Bite me. So I hope you all enjoy this video. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks have a good fucking day, and peace.